It's him.
Okay, YFN Lucci, soon to be a free man. Case closed, got that monkey off your back. You ain't gotta worry about nothing no more. All you gotta do is focus on doing these 3.5 months and then hitting the streets, right? Now, let's rewind. Y'all know YFN Lucci here on a RICO case. They saying that YFN Lucci was part of the YFN blood gang, and he essentially did some crazy shit. YFN Lucci decided, hey man, I'm really enjoying my new Rolls Royce. It's 101. I think I'm the only person in the country with it at this moment. Let's go ride through the hood with 2 of my homeboys and spin the block in style. Yup. We gonna show y'all we the first niggas to pull up in a Rolls Royce and do a spin through over in Summer Hill. Yeah. Over in Pittsburgh, all through the South Side. Yeah, that's exactly what he was thinking. So they decided to go do that. And when they went through the spin, one of his homeboys is out, pop, 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 chopper hanging out the window. You know, he really meaning business, standing on business, all 10 toes. Y'all know what it is. But he didn't know that the ops shoot back. He didn't know that the ops have guns too. He didn't know that there's a nigga that shoot just like you, my boy. And he took one to the dome. I think it was the neck, actually. He took one to the neck. And as he was taking his last breath, Lucci and his friends didn't give him an honorable death. They didn't give him an honorable street soldier's death by taking him somewhere to the hospital. They could have even took the man to the fire station, something. They said, nah, we gotta be a little selfish. This nigga's dead. He not making it. He got one in the neck. Yeah, let's get him out of here. He can't get blood all on these new leather seats. So they pushed that man out of the car and he took his last breaths on the streets with 2 witnesses trying to save his life. Now 2 women was walking, they seen the Rolls Royce pull off. That was bad for Lucci. That was bad for Lucci right there. So basically Lucci was locked up on a RICO. Now before this trial started, they gave Lucci an option. They gave him a plea deal arrangement that they said, hey man, you take this the last sheet, this is what we can offer to you. It was a 20-year deal. 20 years in prison doing hard time. Lucci said, nah, I ain't doing that. His lawyer probably told him as well, hey, no, I can get you a better deal than that. And today, lo and behold, voila, magic. That lawyer earned every buck. Now, Lucci has agreed to a 20-year sentence. But all he has to do is 3.5 more months in prison, and then they gonna suspend the rest of the actual sentencing in prison, and he gets to live the rest of these 16.5 years out on probation. Now, when I'm hearing this, I'm like, oh man, I wouldn't know how to feel about this, because on one hand, it is a W for Lucci, right? Think about it, man. I ain't got to deal with prison politics. He done got stabbed in prison, people trying to kill him. You can't even talk freely on the phones to nobody. You can't see your family. So now you get to see your family when you're out of here. Now you get to see your family. You ain't got to deal with prison politics. Your career, you could try to resurrect that, make your money. You weren't gone long enough to where you can't, you know, possibly get back to where you was at. You get to do the things you love. You ain't got to bend over, spread your cheeks, cough for no security. You ain't got to wake up when they tell you to wake up. You know, you ain't got to take showers in front of men. It's a lot of things that, hey, I'm good. I'll do this 3.5 months and I'll take my time, my probation, get home. He probably thinking, hey man, I can leave Atlanta or I can stop coming to the hood. I already done cut some people off. I done made the right moves. He looking at it like, man, I'm gonna be like Gucci, man. I'm a new person, I promise you. That's how YFN is looking at this shit. He looking at it like, I can do this. The government, they don't have the same belief in you. You know they let you away with one, because usually that should have been like a manslaughter charge, and there was a host of other charges, but definitely that manslaughter charge was gonna be something. You was looking at 10 to 15 to 20 years on that one. And I think, let me say this before I get into what the government, how they looking at this. I do think, just from my perspective, that 3.5 years for that manslaughter, he did his time. I do agree with giving him 3.5, only because, yes, he did push his partner out the car. That's like the low scumbag of the earth type move. I understand it, but I don't know if I could live with myself by pushing my homie out on the street to die. right? And then just driving off on him. But at the same time, his homie was trying to spin. His homie was hanging out the window trying to spin. So he wasn't no angel. He was trying to kill other black men too. So 3.5, I feel like that's fair. What I will say is, Lucci, you gonna have to live with the guilt that you basically got your homie killed. Or y'all signed up and got killed and you pushed them out on the street to die. That's a whole nother story. Now, from the government's perspective, this is just a long-term investment. Yup. This can be a win if it goes the way that they look at it. Hey, you know what? Let them go. This is what Fonnie Willis told him. You know what? Give them what they want. Let them go. Tell them to do 3.5 more months in prison. He gets out. He got 16.5 years of probation. We know that YFN Lucci is gonna mess up. It's inevitable. He's gonna have some type of police contact. He's gonna do something. He gonna smoke. He's gonna do something that's going to violate his terms. And as soon as he violates his terms, we'll be there to send him right back down to prison in Georgia. That's how they looking at it. And the win with that is we don't have to spend no money on his trial. We don't have to waste people's times trying to be in the jury selection. We don't have to spend no money. Hey, it's a win-win. Look at all the money and the resources and the time that they spending on this YSL case. They talking about a Georgia record for a 6-month trial. Make it make sense. They've been interviewing the same snitch for 2 weeks. So this is what I'm saying. They feel like, you know what? We just gonna catch YFN Lucci on the back end because people like him always fuck up. Yeah, he might even, not report to his probation officer, letting them know, hey, I got a show out of town tonight. And we're gonna violate him. Might not get the whole 20 years, but we just gonna keep violating this man. They gonna get you off the streets, Lucci. That's what they're trying to do. So my suggestion would be, if I'm Lucci, only focus on working, only focus on your family, only focus on your safety. That's it. Working back. You can figure the rest out later. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think that Lucci deserved another chance after 3.5 years? Do y'all think he wilding for taking the 16.5 years of probation? I really feel like he didn't have a choice, but I'd like to hear what y'all got to say. And make sure that y'all hit that like, share, subscribe button. We out, baby. Boom!
Just LaFleur.
It's him.